I'm making this project out of a couple of scrap pieces of maple and walnut, and the first thing I want to do is cut them down to size. Now I know that the table saw is not a hand tool, but there's no reason why you can't cut out and shape these parts with just a regular hand saw and a plane. The first cuts are to make them uniform in size. They need to be 2 inches wide and 1 3/4 thick. Then I can adjust my saw and make the first 60-degree cut, flip the stock over and make the other one, and then do the other side the same way without making any adjustments to the fence. It's critical that both pieces be exactly the same size after you're done. Now that the parts are cut out, I can move on to very carefully laying out the dovetails on each piece. To do that, I figured it would be best if I made kind of a template. So I marked out a piece of cardboard, and I'm going to use that to mark the dovetails on the block so that they all turn out exactly the same way. Normally this would be a perfect opportunity for me to break up my new dovetail saw that I made not too long ago. But once again, I thought I would keep this as basic as I possibly can. And I'm going to be using a hacksaw like I did before in a previous video. I'm going to stay back from the lines quite a bit and then fine tune it with the chisel afterwards. After I finished mostly cutting out the maple piece, I compared it to the other one just to see how well the dovetails line up, and then I saw my mistake. Lucky I didn't start cutting the walnut one before I did that because I had the dovetails reversed. This is something you have to check even if you are ultra careful with your layout. When I'm cutting the walnut one, I want to make sure that I leave these tails as wide as I possibly can and then trim them down slowly and carefully to fit in the ones that are already cut in the maple. I'll be taking a little bit off, trying it, taking a little bit more off, trying it, and hopefully I don't go too far. One really good thing about using black walnut is that it's a lot softer and easier to cut with the chisel than the hard maple. I figured that the best way to try to get this to fit in there correctly was to start on one end, fit the maple piece in, and then adjust the walnut one until it actually does fit, and work my way across. I'm getting very close to the end here, thank goodness, and I gotta say that I'm getting more and more paranoid about, screwing up something. At this point, I've got a lot of time invested in it, and I would really hate to have to start over. Not like that's an option anyway, because I don't think I'd ever do this again. Not by hand anyway. Okay, I think I'm pretty close now. I'll slip it on and see how it fits. The sides line up remarkably even, which is amazing when you consider how this was marked out and the mistake I made part of the way through. To clean it up a bit further, I'm just going to rub it on some sandpaper, and that'll get rid of what's left of the pencil marks and the cut lines from the marking gauge. To finish it and make the color of the wood stand out, I'm just going to rub on a coat of linseed oil and let that dry. Well, that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it inspires you to get out into your shop or down in your basement or wherever you like to do things. It doesn't have to be complex or even actually something that you need. The main thing is that you just do it and enjoy it. As usual, thanks for watching and see you next time.